We're going to a wedding, so if you want to see how I achieved this makeup look, keep on watching. Let's get ready. I am just going to start off by clipping my hair back because I want it out of my face. I don't want to think about it. I don't want it getting stuck in my makeup. We don't need that today. So I'm just taking this clip and putting my hair back, out of sight, out of mind. So normally for like a wedding makeup look, I will lean towards something a little more simple, classic, elegant, just nothing too much in your face. We're gonna start off by kind of just working on our base. Skin prep is like super essential. I have really dry skin, so I tend to do a lot of skin prep. The first thing I start off with is the Rhode glazing fluid. I usually use it with my skincare routine in the morning and use this before I start my makeup. You want your makeup to sit really well on the skin that it's on. So I usually don't take too much because today I don't really need it, but if I need a little more hydration that day, I will use more. And then I'm gonna use the Tower 28 SOS spray. I love using this right before I start my makeup as well. So I'm just gonna, I like doing my eyes first, just because if I hate my eye look, I can easily just wipe it off and start all over again. And if there's any like fallout, it's so much easier to take it off when you don't have face makeup on than it is when you do have face makeup on. So that's just my personal preference. I know everyone likes to do it differently, and that's okay. We're gonna go back to a little 2016 makeup prep here. I usually take my concealer. I'm trying to find it in here. I usually take the Hourglass concealer. Please ignore the fact that mine is gross. All of it's just coming out. I don't know if it's just mine or if it's the packaging, but as many times as I clean it, it just keeps going back to the way that it was, like this. So I just take that and I put it on my eyelid, about that much. And then I get these sponges off of Amazon. They're the Paw Paw sponges. I don't know what it's called right now, but these are the ones that I use. I just dampen them in the sink, rinse it out, and then it's ready to use. Next, I'm using the One Size powder. I found these little travel cases to put your powders in on Amazon, and I love it because I kind of don't like the packaging of the One Size powder. Love the powder, just not the packaging. So I'll use a little bit of this on my eyelid. I also feel like these containers are a lot easier to travel with just because the other one is so big and bulky. I know they make a little one, but this is so much easier to just use. For my eye look, I'm starting off with the Makeup by Mario palette. It's called the Master Mattes palette. And then normally I'll use this color right here, and this color. I kind of just mix them both together and I go crazy in my crease. I'm not being super precise with it. I just kind of let it have a mind of its own. I know everyone's eye shapes are different, so if this doesn't work for you, don't do that. Forgot my brush. So we're gonna just use our fingers. Something I like about this is that it doesn't dry down super fast, so you can take your time and blend it out first before it dries down. And then I'm just gonna take that first brush that I was using and just blend out the rough edges. Taking a smaller, more precise brush, and I'm gonna use a little bit of a darker shade just along the outside of my eye. So I think I'm gonna use this one right here. I'll deepen that up and then I'll just go around and take the excess everywhere else. Next, I am gonna just do a smoky liner all over my eyelid here. I'm gonna use like a dark brown today just because I want to keep this a little bit lighter and not get super heavy and dark. Okay, so that's kind of how my eyes are looking right now. And I'm gonna clean up my little mess while I'm doing the rest of my makeup. And I'm just gonna take my favorite primer of all time, which is the Milk Hydro Grip. I know the e.l.f. one is a dupe and I haven't tried it yet. I know I'm crazy, but this one has been working for me. I have really sensitive and dry skin. So the second something works for my skin, I'm keeping it and I'm not changing it. So I take a good amount of that and I just put it in my T-zone, usually where I get a little oily sometimes. And then I take the excess and just put it everywhere else. The next thing I'm using is the Pat McGrath Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Foundation. This stuff is so good. I love the coverage that this gives and it looks so natural. I usually just shake it up because it is a little drippy and watery. So I'll just take about like a pump and a half of that. And then I'll spot it all over my face. And then I just use the e.l.f. Putty Primer Applicator brush. I know it's for primer, but I use it for foundation. All over. I don't really want to cover my blemish way too much just because I want a little more skin-like finish today. For my dark under eye circles, I've been using the caliray Hideaway, what's this? Under eye serum concealer. It's super light, like the coverage of it. And it's like a peachy tone. And I use a generous amount of it because I want to cancel out those under eyes. I'll use this M173 Morphe brush and just tap it in. I won't blend it in completely just because I want it to mix in with whatever concealer that I'm using to give me like the maximum coverage. And the brightening effect. And then I'll go back in with my Hourglass concealer. And I won't use a lot of this since I used a lot of the brightening concealer. Is that much? And that much. And I'll just use the smallest amount to clean up the mess that I made. Next brush I'm using is the Rare Beauty, I actually don't know what brush this is, but it's this like tilted angle brush for your concealer. And I'll just lightly tap that in and I take my time with it. Just go up. Look how bright that is. It's crazy. And that's lightly blended, and then I'll go back with my sponge and blend out the rest. And that's the concealer all blended out. It's super bright and it looks like I slept. So that's what we want. Next thing I'm doing is taking this powder puff and then I'm gonna go back in with that one size powder we used in the beginning and take about that much, tap off the excess, and then I make like a weird face here. I'll open my mouth and just kind of like give room so that it goes all up in the creases. And again, I'll just flick it up. Take more. And then whatever's left over, I'll just kind of on my chin, on my forehead, my nose, just to even it out. Now let's finish up our eyes. So I guess I didn't bring another palette with me today. I thought I did. I'm gonna open this back up. This is the Prada. I'm using the Prada Dimensions palette today. And then I'm gonna use this pink shade right here with like a eyeliner brush, and I'm just gonna put it on my underline right there. Oh my god, my eye's tearing. I think I poked myself in the eye. And I just wanted to do that because I wanted a pop of color today. I want to try something new out today. It's the Kofi Beauty Kajal Eyeliner Crayon. Never used it before. Let's try it out. Ooh, I like the color. And we're just going to tight line. I think it really makes my eyes pop, so I am enjoying that. Next thing I'm going in with is the Merit Bronzer in Leo. And I'll just open it, and then I have this angled brush from e.l.f. It's the liquid blush brush. I know I never use any of the brushes that I'm supposed to, but it's okay. So I'll just take the brush directly onto the product, and then I like to start from like my hairline and work my way in. I won't go all the way in because on my facial features, I just don't like how that looks. But if you prefer to use the product a little differently, and if whatever works for you. But this is just how I like to do it. And then I'll just go along down here, and then I just want to bronze up my forehead a little bit. For my blush, I'm going in with the Rhode blush in Freckle. I recently just got this and I have been loving it. And then I just use this brush. I don't know where it's from. It says Crown, I think, which I have no idea what that is. And then I'm just using this brush on the apples on my cheeks. I forget how pigmented this is, so I'm just gonna put it on the other side here, blend it out. And then I just like to put a little bit on my nose. And I tend to keep my blush pretty high up on my face just to match my features a little more. I just went in and did my brows with this, and then I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray, and then you just drown your face in it. I kind of let that dry and sit on my face, and then I'm just going to go in with the Milk Hydro Grip setting spray. And then the spray on this is a little weird sometimes, so I tend to try to keep it really far away from my face. I'm gonna just let that dry. And then I'll just take my powder while it's setting, and I'll just go back in and add the tiniest bit of powder underneath my eye so that it doesn't move the entire day. And I'll just set in the rest of the areas that I don't want super shiny. Oh, I used too much. And I'll carve a little bit of this out. Can't believe I forgot this, but I forgot to do mascara. And I'm just using the Milk KUSH Waterproof Mascara. This is the only one that doesn't make my eyes tear. I'm not using any mascara on my bottom lashes because I always cry at weddings. All right, let's do lips. So I'm using this Maybelline Color Sensational Shaping a Lip Liner in Magnetic Moth. I'm actually just going to take off whatever was on my lips. Take a little bit of hyaluronic acid. I'm running out. No! Yeah, I just ran out of my lip liner. That's okay. Okay, I'm gonna use the NYX Professional Retractable Lip Liner in Sand Beige. So it's gonna be a mix of both colors today. And then I'm using this Dr. Dennis Gross Plump and Repair Lip Treatment. Next, I'm going in with this Prada lipstick. I have no idea what shade this is. It's the Hyper Matte lipstick in, I don't know what shade this is. I'm gonna look it up. Okay. It's gonna be nice. And then next I'm going in with this Merit Tinted Lip Oil in Taupe. And this is the final look for my wedding guest makeup. Okay, bye.